Hello everyone, welcome to iGVRAC number 1. If you're MCVP IGV, welcome. If you're members of IGV, LCVPs or IGV, or whoever is interested in IGV, welcome. So for today, we're going to talk about IR strategy, part 1. So if you want to know the part 2, then stay tuned and come back next week. So the first thing is to understand who is this person behind the voice. It's me. My name is Gina, and I'm the regional manager IGV for Asia Pacific in term 1920. And a little bit of heads up of what you can expect from this space is the first one, the scope of regional wins, number 3, and that is marketing, pre-attraction, IGV message, pre-attraction testimonial collection, and also pre-attraction entity-to-entity timeline alignment with OGV partners. So yes, let's go. Let's start. Cool. So the first thing is that for AP, marketing is specifically our number 3 regional wins, because we see that the potential that we have and also the amount of resources that we have, and something that we really can support you on is actually marketing. And what is it about marketing that we are going to support, or what is it that we're going to focus on? So mainly it's about building the marketing foundations. So that's why we come up with this 4 scope. The first one is marketing for product, marketing for brand, marketing for network, and also marketing for growth. But we are not going to talk about everything, of course. If you are interested though, you can come to the marketing regional education cycle, so for you to understand what is going on there. But mainly in this video, we're going to just talk about the marketing for product, and specifically what is our role as IGV to support this tactics or this scope. Cool. So inside that marketing for product, there is actually regional entity-to-entity campaign. And this is a way of us regional office in supporting entities in building their campaign, because we all know that not everyone has marketing or marketing knowledge or marketing resources and everything. So in that sense, we see that marketing is one of the most important touch points, or the first touch points that our customer is going to have with our product. So it is very important that marketing take charges when it comes to campaign, and also like not only that marketing is in charge, but also we need to align them with the other products as well. And right now we're going to talk about specifically for IGV. So what is it inside the regional entity-to-entity campaign? So as you can see, there are 7 things, but I'm not going to talk about everything, because we have like a specific responsible for IGV, and there are mainly 3 things. The first one is IGV message, second one is testimonials, and also the third one is timeline alignment. So let's just start. The first one is IGV message. So for this one, right, the reason why we have this is because as Asia Pacific GV, we wanted to have a more consistent brand message to our customer, given the fact that IGV is the person or the members that really understand about what is the project impacting, or who are we impacting, or what are the scope of impact that we are going to create in the society. And on the other side, OGV or marketing are the people that really understand our customer. So in order to bridge those strengths that we have, this is what we come up with, and that is aligning the message or the brand between IGV and OGV in this case. Yep. So the campaign, there are 3 how to say, it's like 3 steps that we need to go through. First one is to have the entity brands and positioning. So this is mainly like why you need to choose, let's say, Indonesia or this entity or that entity, and then what are the unique selling point of that entity, and also like what is the unique selling point of the product itself. The second one is we have marketing objectives, and this is mainly like aligning the global brand with the regional and with the entity. So what are the customizations that we can create or we can have in this campaign? And the third one is to have a communications objective. So mainly we're going to talk about this. So iGV message is inside here is to aligning the message between the global regional with the campaign message itself. So making sure that we are all complying to the global and also regional message through the campaign. Yes. And second one is to showcase the the hidden beauty inside the countries in Asia Pacific. What are the cultures? What are the food places that they can go or they can experience and all this kind of stuff, or the real feelings that you want to project to the EPs that are coming here. And also the last but not least is the to narrow the gap between what they assume and also the reality in the country itself. So yeah, this is mainly the objective of it. So to give you a little bit of context or example from um, external, so we have Starbucks and Nike, or Nike, whatever you call it. So Starbucks has a motto to inspire and nurture human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. So correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, at least in Indonesia, is that they for every cup that they sell, they are giving back to the society or they are giving back to the community where they buy the coffee from. So that's why they have this. And then for Nike, the missions is to bring inspiration and innovations to every athlete in the world. But also notice the timeline that just do it is much different from its motto. So in this example, you can see that the brand message is like a mission or a vision or a tagline to cover the aspects to make sure that the key principles are consistent enough throughout the brand or the company or the entity. So this is the thing that you want to portray or create to your customer through your iGV message. So yellow, like it is important for us to have a consistent brand message to nurture our customers. So when they hear about, I don't know, when they hear about this entity, they had the assumption of what, and then through this message you wanted to deliver like a different perspective of what they should think of this entity, let's say. So that's why it's very important. In this campaign, what we are going to focus is for the buyer persona. For Global Volunteer, we have the travel enthusiast. So if you don't know what this is this is like the buyer persona, which you can check on all you need. They're already there, so just check it out. Yeah, so the unique selling point of going to the exchange in Asia Pacific, especially your entity, like what is it that something that are going to interest them to come, or you can give them like a fact why your entity is worth to visit, something like that. And then the common barriers of the target audience when choosing Asia Pacific. So can be misunderstanding about the culture, the country, the people, whatever that the media may be portraying. So for AP, we have I have four example here. So Indonesia as a home. So Indonesia as a home is something that ICX of Indonesia wanted to like the message that they wanted to spread to everyone or to young people, that when they come to Indonesia, they wanted them to feel like they're home because of the friendliness, the hospitality that the people of Indonesian are. So that's why they have Indonesia as a home. And then for India, true life changing experience. For Untouched Myanmar, and also for Thailand is Amaze Thailand. So yeah, these are the four example of brand or message that IGV AP can have. And yeah, if you have one also, it's gonna be great. Or if you don't have, then we're going to support it as well. You will see later. Cool. And then as for the testimonials, this one is for us to ensure that we have enough materials to strengthen our project brand visually. Of course, based on the product packaging, because it's very important when it comes to we are doing a campaign. We will be doing it based on the product packaging because it's just easier for us to have this packaging so that we can be more, how to say, like consistent when it comes to promoting them. Yes, so for the testimonials, the materials that is needed are, this is just suggested one, but if you have more, then feel free to do it. So EP stories, raw video, raw pictures. Why is it raw? It's because the marketing person is going to be helping you in creating the content or editing the video or pictures, so that it can be more relevant to what the customers need to see or need to hear. So yeah, it will be customizable like that. And then the suggested channel, again, this is just suggested, or because every entity can have a different ones. So for socials, there are Facebook pages, Instagram. For media paid, there is Facebook ads or Instagram ads. And then for physical attraction, there's branding, information, seminars, or whatever you call it. So this is just suggested. You can still align this with your OGV partners. So these are for the testimonials, which we need to collect as iGV. And the last one is timeline alignment. So timeline is very, very important here, because once we miss the timeline, then we miss the peak basically. So for OGV, what they need to do is to make sure that when they are running the campaign, they have to be aligned with the young or the youth timeline, like for example university timeline or whatever timeline that they are dealing with. And as for iGV, why it is needed for us to align the timeline is because we need to make sure that we are ready, the members are ready to receive the EPs, whoever that is applying to the project through the campaign, so that in this case we can be more responsive to them. Because imagine if the OGV are already sending you like 20 EPs, but then the members are not ready because they are not aware of the campaign, or they're not aware of the people that are applying, so that it's going to be a bit messy. And yes, on top of that, aligning timeline means that you are keeping each other accountable for the goals and also for the progress that you are setting in the beginning for the campaign itself. So that's why aligning timeline is very important. Yeah, so this is how the timeline looks like. This is just an example. So the pictures that you see on the right side is the OGV E2E campaign timeline. So it looks going to be like this. So basically this is like this is not only like a regular timeline, like when it's the apply, approve, realize, but it's mostly like the timeline on for example campaign number 1. So it's the timeline is based on campaign. So it can be like campaign A, campaign B, when is it gonna be happening, how much is the goals, who's going to be doing it, like which project are they going to promote. So these are the timeline. Look, this is how the timeline looks like. So what we need to do as iGV is to finish the goal allocations prior partners per project. In this case, it's going to help you to see the things clearer, because when you don't have a goal or you don't have a clear goal in place, it's going to be hard for you to also track the progress later. So that's why my suggestion is for you to allocate goals, realization goals, or approval goals for every campaign, per project, and per partner. So that way it will be easier for you to track everything. And then the next one is, as I said before, to onboard your LCVP iGV and also iGV members when there is a campaign, so that they understand or they know which one they can focus on, and also like allocating the goals between the members, let's say. So then it's easier for you to also keep track and also keep the LCVP accountable towards the campaign. And then the next one is to co-create the timeline, to discuss the timeline, because in the end of the day, both of you needs to make it happen. So co-create a timeline can also be one of the way. So my suggestion is that in your first IR call to talk about the campaign, make sure that you have OGV, IGV, and marketing to make sure that the campaign is going to be smooth, because OGV and marketing are the ones that are going to work mainly on the campaign. So yeah, make sure that you have both of them on your meeting. And then for those who already open your projects, so you can already share your search tool with your IR partners to see like, okay, I'm going to promote this or I'm going to promote that, so that you can already have a picture of how many you're gonna get in the future. Yep, and to wrap this up, the synergy that is necessary to happen is for the first one, for brand message, for marketing. If you already have a brand, then you just need to align IGV brand message to your campaign. And if you do not have a brand already, don't worry, because marketing is going to help you with the market research on your entity, on giving you a little bit more perspective of what kind of message that is going to be suitable for the customer, what they want to feel, hear, do, say about the project itself. And then also, like for marketing, is to feedback on the brand message. So if they give you feedback, please be open, because they have the experience, or they have the more exposure of what kind of customer they are dealing with. Yep. And then as for IGV, for you, if you already have a brand, then to inform the marketing on your brand and how you will communicate it, and what do you want to communicate it to your customer, because it is very important why you come up with the brand, so that to give them a little bit of the background of how this brand was created. Yes, and if you do not have a brand, then support marketing in the market research process, because I think that it's going to be more useful for you and also for them when it comes to preparing for the campaign. And then to communicate your project details, support them about creating the message. Yep, so that's for brand message. And also a little bit of add-ons is that if you do not have marketing in your entity, don't worry, because the regional manager of OGV and marketing is going to support you directly in this brand message and aligning the message with the campaign. So yep, if she's approaching you, please respond to her as soon as possible, because it is very important for us to keep up with the timeline. And then the next one is the testimonials. So for marketing is to supporting IGV, of course, in the content creation. As I said before, for IGV, we only require to collect the raw materials. So then in this way, marketing can support us in the content creation itself, and also editing the video, pictures, and everything. Yep. And then the second one is to co-create the product packaging with IGV. So every single campaign is going to be based on product packaging. So if you do not have already, please do have one. Talk to the marketing, talk to the IGV, then we can have a one. Yes. And then for IGV is first things to co-create the product packaging with the marketing. Second one is to coordinate IGV members to collect the testimonials. Very, very important. Ask your members, teach your members on how to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, the marketing team of the regional manager of OGV and marketing is going to support you on how to shoot a video, or how to take good pictures, or what kind of angle, or this kind of stuff. So if you need this kind of education, please let me know, then we can support you in that. And then to collect testimonials according to the product packaging, and also downscale the materials to the marketing to be promoted. So share it with them. There's no point of you keeping it secret. So yeah, you know what I mean. And then last one is the timeline alignment. So marketing is to inform the IGV on when is the campaign dates gonna be, so that us as IGV can first thing is to set the goals on for the campaign. So how many EPs there are going to be let's say, accepted to the project, to which LC and from which entities, according to the project timeline, and also onboard all iGV members to be ready for the campaign itself when it's when the campaign is running. So yeah, this is the synergy that needs to happen for the campaign. And yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for attending, and if you need any help or if you have any more questions, please contact me in this contact detail, I would say. Yes, and I hope you have a great weekend. See you and come back next week. Bye.